Yo! And it's the Pop Culture Hour. I'm your host, Johnny, and with me, as always, the amazing Emily Lind.
Hello.
Hello. Not with us today is Mr. Michael Pappas. He had a death in the family, and he's fine. Everyone, please send their well wishes to him. But Grams passed away, and he's good, but he's spending a lot of time with his mom because Mikey's a great son.
Yeah, we love you, Mikey. I'm sorry. It's hard.
Yeah, it sucks. This is episode 18. I always forget. Still not in any type of rhythm whatsoever. Um, but yeah. So I haven't, and we haven't spoken in a while, buddy. How you been?
I've been okay. Mostly today I'm in a terrible mood because, okay, normally my commute home via the subway takes 40 minutes, and it'll be like a 5-minute walk from the train on both sides. This time it was a 2-hour and 15-minute commute with an extra like 30 to 40-minute walk.
Wow. What do you know what happened?
Well, there's a couple, like, it could have been faster. It was one of those things where there was like signal problems further on down the line, and I was still in Manhattan. I was it was only like the train had gone like one stop from where it picked me up, and it was that thing, like, normally those things, like, you're sitting there maybe like 15-20 minutes, which is annoying, but it's like, what else are you gonna do? And unfortunately, the station I was stuck at wasn't one that had any other train lines on it. So I couldn't, like, so I ended up sitting there like for like 40 minutes before I'm like, okay, God only knows how long this is going to be. I'm going to walk to another train station, get on a different train line, take that to a different train, take that to approximately 40-minute walk from my house. And even by then, because like I could have, like, by the time I got to like off the second train, if my regular train had been running, it's like a 5-minute walk to that train, and I could have at least, like, ridden the train a little bit longer. But the train just started running again like maybe 15 minutes ago. So I ended up making the right decision by deciding, fuck this, I'm gonna like go. But you're doing the sunk cost thing, where it's like, I've already been waiting 20 minutes. Do I keep waiting because the train could start at any time now? And so now I'm kicking myself for sitting there for 40 minutes. But if I had gotten off the train and done this insane, like, circuitous route, and the train had started running again 5 minutes later, I would have been furious.
What was that word?
Circuitous.
Define it.
Like, going in a circuit, or like a circle to.
Impressive vocabulary drop there, buddy.
Like when you go around something and then come back the other way.
I don't think I've ever heard that word.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in education.
Books.
True. Well, yeah, you got me there. Oh, what book did you? Quentin Tarantino's. What is it?
Quentin Tarantino is doing a expanded novelization of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Wow.
I'm fascinated because he is such a visual director. I'm fascinated to know what that book's going to be. I pre-ordered it. I'm like, I think it's only coming out in like paperback. I mean, Kindle too as well, but it's not like, if it had been hardcover, I'm not spending $25 on it. But for $10 for I just want to know what it is. I want to know how he writes. I want to know how he's like describing Margot Robbie's feet. I'm fascinated.
Right. And as I joked on Twitter, her feet made the cover.
Yeah, there's like 3 shots from the movie on the cover, and one of them is her feet. He's such, like, look, whatever your fetish is, like, I try not to judge, like, especially, like, foot thing is pretty harmless as far as that goes. But, I mean, dude, like, can you not just keep it to yourself?
Yeah, speaking of feet, my wife just, Sabrina, is she around? Sabrina? She got the spring pedicure today,
Oh, okay.
and she's like, "Look at my feet."
I've
And
I've never done a pedicure. I can't. This thought of somebody else like touching my feet like weirds me out too much.
oh, really? She loves them. She like a massage type love for it. Like she
Okay.
loves it.
Oh,
Like she loves
I've never
going.
done a massage either.
That's on my like bucket list, especially now that like in my 40s everything hurts for no
Mm,
reason.
yeah.
I want a massage. Like I would probably want to be stomach down. I don't
Yeah.
think I'd be comfortable like, do you know who Deshaun Watson is by any chance?
The name is familiar, but
So he's a football player and he's
yeah.
in the news for the wrong reasons, basically like allegedly sexually harassing uh masseuses.
Okay.
Like 16 of them came forward um, for just like being like weird, like he's just being weird, like
Mm.
making them massage weird parts and then like getting an attitude if they didn't or whatever, and kind of like gliding their hand in certain spots. And so like one woman came out and then like 15 others like, yeah dude, he tried that with me too. So I don't want that type of massage,
Yeah.
but like I definitely want one. Like I want like the person like walking across my back or like whatever the weird stuff is that they do. Like I definitely want that. It's on my list for sure. I'm actually messing with my back now. It's like kind of always tight. I just got back from like baseball practice and like I'm just getting too old for this shit. Terrible. What else did I have to tell you? What you drinking?
Some cheapo red wine from the Trader Joe's wine store.
What is a now besides like the I'm rich and $7,000 bottle of wine? So like what's a good bottle of wine cost? Like not like doctor money. Like just like, hey, like this is a good bottle of wine. What are you spending?
Honestly, like I really don't like I don't go much over like 10 or 15. And what I found is like there is a huge difference between a $3 bottle of wine and a $15 bottle of wine, but there is less difference between a $15 bottle of wine and a $40 bottle of wine.
Good to know. Good to know. I usually buy Sabrina the Yellowtail, I think it's called.
No deal's decent. Honestly, like just like I mean, maybe if I were like having a special dinner or something, I'd want to like splurge on something. But when it comes to like the cheaper stuff, when I'm just having a glass or two after work, I've found some $10 stuff that I like, and the thought of because wine varies so much, the thought of spending like $50 on something that I end up not liking, I'm like that's no good. I can't deal with that. I'd be
Yeah,
so annoyed at I'd be so annoyed at myself.
that would be terrible. You like hate drink it.
Yeah.
You know who hate eats?
Hmm.
Sabrina. She's very cheap, and she'll order something and she's like, "This isn't good," and just forces it down. Just like will hate eat like $25 for this fucking dom.
Like I found with that, like it's the same thing with like people give me like shit for the fact that I'll abandon like movies like half an hour from the end or TV shows like two episodes from the finale. But I'm like, if I've gotten to the point, and it took me a while, like because I used to be like, if I've started something, I'm going to finish it. But I'm like, if I'm not enjoying it, why not just stop it?
I'm the same way. I used to not be like that.
Yeah.
We're talking about you.
The only thing I can't do is walk out of a movie theater. Like, I'll turn off a movie at home, cannot walk out of a theater. I don't know what the difference is, but I just, like, if I'm in the movie theater, it doesn't matter how much I hate the movie, I'm going to fucking watch it.
I walked out of one movie. It was Batteries Not Included.
How old were you?
I was young. I was like, F this.
Mid to early 80s?
Yeah, I mean, I would say mid to late 80s.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible. Me and my friend were like, you just want to like play in the arcade in the lobby? And we're like, yeah. It was terrible. Everything else I've pretty much sat through.
It's like about a little alien spaceship? Is that what that movie is?
I don't remember. I walked out. I don't know.
I know that I've seen it because it's something that like either played on TV a lot or we got from a video store. And I can see like the VHS cover.
Yeah, it had like an asterisk.
Yeah, like there's something weird going on with like the font or the capitalization or something.
1987.
Okay.
American comic science fiction film directed by Matthew Robbins about a small extraterrestrial living spaceships that save an apartment block under the threat of property development. Okay.
Yeah, asterisk, batteries not included, and batteries not included. They're all lowercase.
Yeah. Let's see who's the cast here.
Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin. I knew it was old people, but I couldn't quite.
Yep, I was like, what was I thinking?
I think that is a movie that is in the same category as like Cocoon. Like maybe a little more sci-fi, but
I should rewatch Cocoon because when I saw Cocoon, I was like, I don't know, 12. Maybe now I'll appreciate it for like the theme of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so what are we talking about tonight? We got a lot. We have your main man James Gunn's trailer. Suicide Squad volume. What is it? What did he call it?
I think it's just called The Suicide Squad.
Okay. The Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
And Captain America and Winter Soldier. So we'll save the Snyder Cut for last because that's the 4-hour one.
Winter Soldier.
What's up?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes. What did I say?
Captain America and Winter Soldier.
It will always be Captain America to me. I mean, Captain America was in it just as much as anyone else. If you saw episode 1, you know. All right, so we'll start with that. All right, so you and I both only saw episode 1. It's actually Friday night, and neither one of us had a chance to do it. I had baseball, and you had your thing.
Yeah.
So episode 1, what did you think?
It's pretty slow. You know, I was one of those, like, I was very defensive of the first episode of WandaVision. I like how weird it is out of the gate, and I like that I was very much a, like, staunch defender of the weekly format for episodes. I feel like this would have helped if I had another episode to watch, because that first episode is, like, every scene is, like, you could take any scene from that movie and use it as your introduction to those two characters instead of having all of the scenes together.
Yeah, I thought the pacing was a little slow too. I didn't mind it because I'm already in love with those characters. So like, but I see your point. Yeah, and it was long. It was 50 minutes. Like you sat down almost thinking like 30, and then it hits you with a hard 50. I did like.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, please.
No, I was gonna. No, go ahead. What did you like?
I did like a lot Anthony Mackie's like story.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you can't relate to superheroes. Like you can't relate to Thor. You know what I mean? You can't relate to like Bruce Banner. You can't relate, at least you and I not yet can relate to Tony Stark, you know? But like Anthony Mackie, like he's like, yeah, dude, like I don't have superpowers, but like I'm still a superhero, but like I don't really get paid for it, and now I can't get a loan. So like I really love that human story, and that really hit me. And I mean, like I kind of just like like I mentioned a couple of times on the podcast, Sabrina and I just bought like our fixer upper of a dream home, if you will, and so like although we did get approved for a mortgage, it was like we were sweating it a little bit, if you will. And then once we got it, we were like, oh boy, is this the right decision? You know what I mean? So I really related to like that anxiety. Like he's dealing with like grown up problems. Like he's not like a god who lives in like a foreign planet. He's like him and Hawkeye. They're relatable, and Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
The Winter Soldier's backstory, Bucky. I like how it's like really introspective, and he's dealing with a lot of the guilt, and it like reminds me of that line. He's like, "Did you remember it?" And he said something like, "I remember all of them." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I could have done without he's befriended the old dude who's the dad of the guy he killed. Like I feel like that is a story I have seen 1 billion times in like the sort of like I used to be a killer, now I'm a good guy story. And it's like, okay, like I don't know. But the one thing that is funny there is because of Bucky's real age, the stuff when he's relating to the guy on that level, I thought was actually pretty charming and well done.
yeah, that's before we figured out who he was. I thought he might have been someone from when him and Steve fought in World War II.
Mm.
That's what I really thought it was. And I was actually disappointed that it wasn't that, because I think like with you, that would have been a better story. You know what I mean?
But yeah, no, I don't know. I like both of those guys fine. I feel like I don't really know Falcon very well because I didn't do the last 2 Avengers movies. Actually, I didn't do the last 3 Avengers movies because I didn't do Age of Ultron either. So, I've seen Falcon a little bit, but it was like I like him.
So I'm kind of taken aback here. Like I knew that you're like you as you said it.
This before.
I know as you said it, like I remembered, but what didn't occur to me is like you watched like all the WandaVision and then you loved it, and then we're starting this, and it's like there's so much you're missing. And
I've read Wikipedia summaries.
That's what I did with like the Star Wars like books back in the day. That's how I know who Thrawn is and everything. And although it's useful, like Cliff Notes back in the day, but I'm telling you, man, like Endgame, well, Infinity War is better than Endgame, but like the two of them together, that's some good movies, man. I almost want to like kidnap you and like make you watch it.
That would have to be, unless somebody Clockwork Oranges me, I'm never going to see those movies.
Why? But you're watching the spin-offs of those movies. That's what's driving me a little bonkers.
Okay, here's the thing. WandaVision episodes are like half an hour, and WandaVision is all like small characters. The episodes of WandaVision I didn't like are like the big fight episodes. Because I can't care. I don't like things like it's too. The big actiony stuff in superhero movies is so like muddy and CGI, and there's no like real world. Like I can't deal with it for 3.5 hours.
But you watched the Snyder Cut?
I watched the Snyder Cut over 2 days and on my phone pretty much the entire time.
All right, so we'll save that for last. All right, so let's wrap up the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So are you excited? What did you think of Great Value Captain America?
I thought it was funny. Like I don't know. We'll see where they go with that. I'm slightly concerned with the villain. If this, like, whatever group, whatever turns out to be the villain, when they introduce the villain as they don't want there to be world borders, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like the message of this show. Like, it's already more of the, like, the militaristic part of Marvel, which I have problems with. Like, I really like Captain Marvel, but all the Air Force propaganda in that bothers me. And I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but I am apprehensive.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with that. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. I'm looking forward to like well, I don't know if you've seen who I keep wanting to say Captain Nemo, but that's not his name. Captain Nemo was the 50 something leagues under the sea. Oh my god. Whatever. The bad guy. He was already a bad guy. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. And Civil War. Did you see Civil War? The guy who turned Bucky against the Avengers and everything?
No, I've seen parts of it, I think.
He's the guy that like
Is that Baron Zemo? Or
Zemo.
something like that?
Yes, thank you. Something like that. Sorry, neither one of us really like. I came from baseball. You came from traffic hell. But I think that's the main bad guy, and this is just kind of like more conflict our heroes have to kind of overcome. You know, you have the internal conflict with what they're dealing with, and then the external conflict, which is like, you know, the mini boss, if you will, and then like the Zemo big boss at the end. That
Yeah.
And it's only 6 episodes. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I read somewhere it was only 6 episodes. And I'm not too sure, but if it's only 6, that's going to go quick. But then again, if it's an hour long or 50 minutes long, then it's going to work out about the same as WandaVision anyway.
I, in the end, want it to be however long the story is. Like, I'd rather have 6 episodes than 8 episodes where 2 of them are just bloat.
No, I hear that. Did you ever see Godzilla?
Which Godzilla?
Good point. 2014 with like Aaron Taylor Johnson and Walter White.
No, I never got to that one.
All right. Well, the original Quicksilver Pietro, Aaron Taylor Johnson, is in it. He's
I
like the
don't like
lead of
him.
it. You don't like him?
No.
Okay. Well, he's in it. And guess who his girlfriend is? Guess who plays his girlfriend?
Who?
Wanda.
Oh.
And they later play brother and sister. Funny. I never realized she was in Godzilla. Probably because I had no idea who she was in 2014.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even pick up she was like an Olsen. But I thought that was interesting. I literally like when I was like texting you and Mike and I was watching like I was watching TV as I threw down like some pizza. I was like, scroll. I was like, oh, Godzilla. I was like, all right, perfect. Perfect mindless movie to put on while I'm eating, right? And
Yeah.
like there they are, dude. Like Pietro and Wanda are making out. And I'm like, whoa, this ain't Sokovia, baby. Like, what's going on over here? And and I was like, holy shit. And then like I was like, was she in this? And then I realized where like the next scene went, and I was like, that might have been like her only scene. Like she might have had like I almost want to like watch it to figure out if she's in more of the movie. And speaking of Godzilla, you're Team Kong, huh?
Yeah.
I'm blown away, dude.
Well, here's the thing. Apes can emote more than giant lizards. And I like the emotional story of the original King Kong. And like, look, not that, I mean, obviously, like, the original Godzilla is totally about like the aftermath of nuclear war, and has a lot to say about that. And I'm not saying that that's not like
No, I gotcha.
an important story, but for me, King Kong, for all of the really horrific racism in the 1930s version, is still like a really sweet story with a lot of heart that I love. And I even get to defend the Peter Jackson King Kong, even though it's much too long. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. And I am one of like 5 people who like Skull Island.
Who?
King Kong Skull Island, the one with Samuel Jackson, and it's like set during Vietnam.
Yeah. That was pretty terrible, but I watched it.
It's not a great movie, but I like it. And I don't know, I like a big giant ape. I like gorillas.
See, that's all I got. I like the big fucking giant lizard. I always thought, you know what it is? I think I can nail exactly why I want Godzilla. I've seen apes in person. King Kong's just bigger. Okay? I've never seen anything like a Godzilla. And his name's God. Like Godzilla. Like, and I think when I was like young, I think like for whatever reason, whatever channel played those old Godzilla, movies. So I always just thought Godzilla was just way cooler than King Kong, personally. But you make a good argument, man. Like, if I needed someone to ride home or jump my car, if I had a chance to like talk someone out of eating me, your best bet is with King Kong. I get that. And he likes blondes, so I'd like give a little wave, like give it a shot. But that's pretty cool. Are you looking forward to that movie?
I'd be looking forward to it more if I knew I was going to go to a packed theater to see it instead of watching it on my TV at home.
See, a movie like that, I would never watch in the theater. Wonder Woman 2, I saw Wonder Woman 1 in the theater. Wonder Woman 2, like, you know what? Half and half. Half and half. I might have seen that in the theater. But like, Kong versus whatever it's called, Kongzilla. I would never go see that in the theater. So I'm excited that's going to be on HBO Max.
See, I had a for Alamo Drafthouse had what they called the season pass, which is sort of like Movie Pass but just for their theaters. And so I was seeing like a movie a week. Because, I was just paying like a monthly subscription fee. So like I probably wouldn't have paid, like $18 to go see Godzilla versus Kong, but if I had my little like season pass, then that would have been an automatic, like, yeah, that'll just be the movie I see that week.
Right. That's a good point. I did that once, and then I realized I go like 3 months without seeing a movie, and I was like, oh yeah, not worth it. All right, Suicide Squad trailer.
Love it. Totally into it. It's awesome.
Yeah. So go ahead. What did you like about it?
It looks fun. It looks like what a Suicide Squad movie should be, which is just ridiculous violence and colorful and all sorts of like the weirder DC characters. And it doesn't look dour at all like that first movie is. I like James Gunn. I like his movies. The cast is phenomenal. And King Shark's in it, which I knew, but I love King Shark. King Shark in the Harley Quinn animated series is voiced by Ron Funches and is the most delightful thing of all time. And in this movie, he's going to be voiced by Sylvester Stallone, which when I read that, I'm like, okay, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
What did you think? I loved it too. Just I recently saw The Wire, as you know. That was a
Hmm.
lot of fun texting you as I watched it, by the way. So I became a bigger fan of Idris Elba. And
Oh,
so I was real, oh God. Oh, yes, yes. Very handsome man.
no, he's also just really, really talented.
Oh, for sure. Did you know he's a DJ too? Like
Yeah,
legit,
he's
like gets
yeah,
work DJ?
yeah.
But he's got like a real messed up name though, like Big Dick or something, like Big Driller. Like real phallic shit. Like, do you know what it is? It's big
I
something.
I don't remember what it is. I'll
Dude,
look
it's
that up.
something like that. It's like big drill, but it's like it's basically saying like it's given that message. But I really liked it, and I liked it. I liked the first one. Like everyone hated the first one. I actually didn't mind the first one. Like I thought the bad woman, whatever that character was stupid, and the end fight was dumb. But getting to it, I liked it. You know, like Will Smith, he was great. Um, Harley Quinn stole the show. But I liked the first one, so
Mm.
I'm really gonna like this one. Did you find the name?
Big Driss, Driis. So I guess obviously off of like Idris, but
Oh,
so
all
not
right.
quite not as bad as what you were saying.
I don't know, man. Like,
You know,
are you
I
sure
remember.
there's not a? Are you sure there's not another one?
I mean, there might be, but that's what I've seen. But I was just thinking about him because you said like watching The Wire. The Wire is the first thing I ever saw him in because it was it was like the first thing he ever did over here. And I remember I was a couple seasons into The Wire before I heard him giving an interview and heard his real accent for the first time. Because okay, whatever, whether it's accurate to Baltimore or not, it's a good American accent, and I had
Yeah.
no idea it wasn't real. And I just like heard it the first time. It was like my brain just like twisted over. I'm like, wait, what?
I got like that with Gary Oldham. I was
Mm.
a huge Gary Oldham fan not growing up, but in my, younger years and when I was like really following acting and following actors and still can't believe he only has one Oscar. Like that's one of the travesties. Like he only has one Oscar and he got it like 2 years ago. Like he's been crushing cinema for decades. But so my favorite Gary Oldham part was The Professional, where he plays like the crazy kind of coked out detective,
Mm.
and I forget his name, but the drug dealer with dreads in True Romance. Like
Oh yeah,
two,
he's great in True Romance.
oh, dude, so good, so good. Like that's a skinny, short British guy. That you know what I'm saying? That's how good of an actor Gary Oldham is. So if you haven't seen True Romance in a while, ladies and gentlemen, like Gary Oldham in True Romance is just not Gary Oldham. Just the epitome of recreating yourself. But that's when I was like, what? That's him talking? What? And he's like real, like he feels like royalty when he talks too. Like you have some like English guys that just have like an accent, and there's like English guys that you feel like they're worth billions or they have a crown on their head.
Yeah, the very like private school like
Yeah,
Oxbridge thing.
he's one of those. But yeah, I can relate to that. So I posted on Twitter a few times. Uh, King Shark is my spirit animal. He's big, he's lovable and adorable, but he will rip you in half if he needs to. And I was like, this is my guy. And I didn't even know he was voiced by Sylvester Stallone until you told me. So that's even better.
Yeah, I James Gunn, I mean, obviously, like, works with the same people a lot. Like, he likes his dudes, like Michael Rookers and everything he's doing, including Suicide Squad, which I'm happy about. And he seems like a guy who is really fun to work for, who all these people want to work with again. And for Suicide Squad, that's what you want, which is a deep roster. Because he's talked about this, and even, like, there's even, like, a line about it, like, on the posters, which is, I don't remember the exact wording, but it's like, look, we're going to kill off people all the time in this movie. Like most of these major characters, like half of them are going to die, and I like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
interested to see how they handle the first movie in terms of acknowledging it, because this isn't Suicide Squad 2, it's the Suicide Squad, but it's some of the same actors from the first one, at least with the characters who are returning.
Yeah,
and
Flag's a bad guy now?
I don't know if he's a bad guy or just like more part of the team.
Like, he definitely felt like one of them in the trailer, right?
I think it's just that he's like one of them now. But I wonder like how much they're gonna and maybe it'll just be like a sort of like hand wavy, like I could see them like just sort of like an explanation joke about how different things are in this movie. But it'll be interesting to see that. Oh, and Harley Quinn gets to wear clothes. And doesn't have a shirt that says Daddy's Little Monster, which makes me want to vomit.
That's not from a comic or anything?
I believe that's just from that movie. Well, in the comics, well, obviously because she's from Batman the animated series originally, but then moved into the comics, like she has like the full Harley Quinn costume. And obviously, like later artists have done other things, but the short booty shorts and the like crop top were not my favorite Harley book.
Yeah. No, I get it. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think we're gonna get a very Deadpool type reference to it. I think they are gonna mention it and they're gonna poke fun at it for sure.
Yeah.
And like, and you know what? You bringing that up, I can totally see Harley Quinn saying, "It's like, gee, I'm glad I get to wear like a uniform this time and not run around half naked, you know, or whatever." That was my bad Harley Quinn, but
I love Margot Robbie.
Oh, she's very talented.
Apparently, and I just heard this from a friend, so I don't have the article up or anything, but she's remaking Tank Girl. I don't know if you ever saw Tank Girl.
Lori Petty. Okay. Yeah.
What I would say, like, not a great movie, a fun movie, a pretty stupid movie, but that's what I want to see get remade. I don't need to see the remake of a movie I already really like. Remake a movie like Tank Girl that has quite a bit of potential and a lot of source material to draw from, and Margot Robbie's fucking perfect for that.
Yeah. She thinks she's gonna cut her hair.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I've ever seen her with short hair.
No. She yeah, she's good. What was her first breakout role? Was it Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, and then I think I, Tonya is when she really like people like really took notice of her because she got like award nominations and stuff for that.
That was a good. The mom stole the show though.
Oh, Allison Janney's fantastic.
She won the Oscar. She stole the movie. She was great. But yeah, I, Tonya was good. I watched that with Sabrina one day.
Am I remembering right that Sebastian Stan is the boyfriend in that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Still like beating up old people and women. He's just living that Winter Soldier life.
I should rewatch that. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, so Suicide Squad, definitely going to approach it like I approach Birds of Prey. Show me dumb, fun, over-the-top violence and jokes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Super bombastic. James Gunn's a good choice for that.
Yeah. And his Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 was like my favorite character. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what kind of King Shark's going to be, like that comedic relief.
Yeah.
And he really writes that, like, I don't want to say dumb, but like the innocent, like his Drax isn't dumb. He's just not into our pop culture and it's just over his head. Like, I'll never forget when I first realized that he was like that, when he's like, why are you dragging your thumb across the net? I'm going to.
Yeah.
He's like, no, man, it's so, you can cut his neck. And he's like, I want to take his head clean off. Okay. Like, that's good too. And then just like it just kept getting better and better and better.
Is
Take
Batista
ass,
in
kick
Suicide
names.
Squad?
What?
Is Batista in Suicide Squad?
No,
That's a shame.
I don't think so.
I mean, just because there's a billion people in that movie, so I've forgotten everybody who's in it.
Who's the dot guy?
What?
The dot guy? He's got dots, polka dot guy.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think his power is like he throws polka dots at people.
My DC knowledge is so spotty. Like, I feel like that is a character I've seen before, because his power is like, and I think maybe like they're little like black holes or wormholes that he throws. But that also could be something from a different thing.
No, I think it's something like that. All right, but totally looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing it. And this is a movie I would have seen in the movie theater,
Oh, it'd be
but
so much fun.
I know, but since HBO Max is kind of hooking me up, I'm going to watch that at my house.
But this is still like a year away, right?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's going to be on HBO Max with Dune. Dune I'll probably see in a movie theater because it's going to be like epic and shit, and it'll be like a year from now. Plus, I'll have my second shot by then. Getting my second shot April 14th.
Oh, nice.
Not looking forward to that. Did you get yours yet?
No, not yet. It's not open yet. New. Oh no. Suicide Squad's August 6th.
Oh, wow.
Year.
There's a chance I can see it in the theater. For sure. But yeah, looking forward to it. All right, you want to dig in? We have a lot of questions today because I actually thought to ask people to give us questions.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lot of questions today. But before we get to the questions, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Lind from the Canto Bite Canto Bite Dispatch. I call you the Bispatch.
That's fine.
And what's the other one called? Fast and Furious.
The Fan and the Furious.
It gets me every time. The Fan and the Furious and our very own Pop Culture Hour. What did you think of this Snyder Cut?
It fucking sucks, man. Like, look.
Did you see the first one?
I bailed maybe like halfway through the first one.
All right. You watched all 4 hours of this movie.
Yes, I did.
All right. So go ahead. Paintbrush. Broad strokes. What do you got?
I would say whatever this movie gains from the Whedon movie, which I think it does in terms of like actual story. So if I would like give it like just looking at the story, like if somebody described the story to me, like it would get an extra star above the theatrical release, but it would lose a star for being 4 fucking hours long and bloated as hell, and all of the terrible slow motion for no reason, and a ton of stuff that could still be cut. So it all comes out in the wash for me over like these are both 2 bad movies that I don't like. I think in this 4-hour movie, I could make a 2.5-hour version of it that I didn't completely hate.
The Emily cut. Release the Lind cut.
I like Ben Affleck. I like Henry Cavill. I think the Flash is one of the most annoying characters I've ever seen in a movie. I'm glad Cyborg had a story in this movie. This movie should have come out 8 years from now when they built up the DC universe more. Like it suffers from all the same. It suffers from not all the same because it doesn't have as many of like the Whedon issues, but it does still suffer from the problem that DC, Warner Brothers, whosever decision it was, to immediately try to complete with Marvel when Marvel had spent several more years building up their universe. to do the team up movie. And it's a big issue. And the epilogue with Joker made me want to throw things at the TV. It's terrible. I can't believe they made the Joker even fucking worse than he was in the other movie. It's bad. I don't like it. Why am I spending 5 minutes listening to the sad Icelandic dirge being sung to Aquaman's sweater? Like,
that was fucking terrible. I will admit that part was she's got a beautiful voice. It's cool, but like, dude, a good 8 to 10 seconds on the way out of that scene and you get the point. That bitch put on a concert.
Also, like, why are they introducing Aquaman to us twice? Because you have the scene when Ben Affleck goes, okay, so he goes to the bar in the beginning to ask about Aquaman. And that's the introduction to Aquaman. And then, like, I don't know, I lost all track of time in this movie, so it could be 20 minutes later, it could be 2 hours later. He rescues that dude on the boat, and they do the big dramatic reveal of Aquaman sitting on the top of the boat, and they reveal that it's Aquaman, but I'm like, that's a character introduction, but you've already introduced Aquaman to this movie. And it's this thing that I think is not just a Snyder problem, but often a director's cut problem. And is more like of an issue here because they gave him all this time and this money to like shoot extra scenes, which is they cut this movie to shreds, so now I'm going to put in every single thing I wanted to put in the movie. It's basically an assembly cut of the movie rather than being an actual movie with a clear vision. Go ahead, whatever. Look, direct all hate mail to me. I don't give a shit. I fucking hate this movie. But go ahead.
You can direct all hate mail to @E.
EF Lind, I don't care. I'll just block you. It's fine. No, but Tony, what did you think? I know I'm a negative person in general.
I liked it more than you did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that goes without saying. I didn't love, like, I'm not like, dude, I'm like scrolling through Twitter and like people are like, best DC movie. I'm like, stop. It was better than Whedon's cut. It was still not a great movie. I did watch it. I'm sorry, I didn't watch it straight through. Like, I needed a break too. I went basically 2 hours and 2 hours, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Yeah, like the way kind of like movies should be, right? So I mean, I don't know how to attack it because it's just so much. I like the opening better, for sure, with the Snyder Cut. There was actually less Superman, I think, in a 4-hour movie. Does that make sense? It didn't seem like Superman was hardly in it.
Zack Snyder's vision of what Superman is or should be, like, I don't understand why a man who seemingly hates Superman so much makes Superman movies.
All right, so Superman I thought was basically like underused. I did like the fight with Superman more than the Whedon cut. Like, he actually did some fighting in this one. I like how they basically said that what's his name?
Steppenwolf, yeah.
Steppenwolf didn't show up until after Superman was dead, and like they figured he was afraid of him. I was like, oh, that's cool backstory. You know, I liked the Darkseid introduction because he's kind of like going to be the Thanos to Darkseid's Loki, if you will, or whatever.
The bad guy stuff in general is better here. Like, it's still like a mess and it shouldn't be going on for 4 hours, but at least it's sort of like there's a coherent narrative. I don't like Steppenwolf's look, but the whole idea of that he is making up to Darkseid for some transgression in the past, and that's why he's so determined to do this. And he's just sort of this big, like, dorky lackey of his, I liked.
Yeah, kind of like Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy to Thanos. The Batman stuff I love. Like I'm with Chris Fresh on this one. I think Ben Affleck's a great Batman. I've actually learned. I mean, Christian Bale was in better movies, but Christian Bale's Batman was good, but maybe it's just recency bias, or maybe I'm just kind of like over Christian Bale's Batman because I kind of got old by the third one. But like, I think Ben Affleck's Batman's just as good, because at the end of the day, like you're playing Bruce Wayne, and then you have a voice for Batman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're basically Bruce Wayne. Batman rarely has like, because you're in a mask, so it's hard. You know, so there's really not a lot to do as Batman except like the voice and like, you just see your jaw moving. Like you're very constricted as an actor in the Batsuit. But I liked all the Ben Affleck stuff. I love his Bruce Wayne.
He and Jeremy Irons have great chemistry.
Yes. Thank you for bringing up Jeremy Irons. He was just like one-liner, bang, one-liner, bang, just like kept hitting him.
Which again, like I wish we had gotten a Batman movie before this movie and before Batman versus Superman. If you'd just given me a Batman movie with Ben Affleck and Jeremy Irons and J.K. Simmons is fucking Gordon, that's a great Batman movie cast.
We still might get it because money talks, and now that there's an appreciation for the Snyder Cut and Ben's not getting beat up like for being a bad Batman or whatever in a bad movie, it might, because I think it was Ben who pulled out first.
There's the Pattinson movie coming out next year.
Yeah, I think like.
I mean, you could have look, like I know they're doing the multiverse thing. Like you can have another movie with Batman in it, but I don't think you can have the Batman come out and then a year later do a Batman solo movie with Affleck.
I get it. And Matt Reeves is going to do a trilogy, right?
I am unclear on that.
I think they're destined for more than one. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm still never going to say never though. Especially like Ben Affleck would crush like that Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne. Like the older, like put 10 to 15 more years on Ben Affleck. He would be great as like the gnarly old Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne mentor. I mean, Ben Affleck is just like brooding as it is. Poor guy. Him and his Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I love Ben Affleck. You want to hear a Ben Affleck story about me?
Sure.
I was at a toy show and Armageddon was out in the movie theater or just got done. And there's like 12-inch Hot Toy action figures made of Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis's character. And they were autographed. And I bought them. And maybe they're in my garage.
Wow.
But like I've never seen them anywhere, and I think they might be worth something.
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
I don't ever see them because like who would buy them?
Yeah.
Like why is Hot Toys making action figures of a movie called Armageddon anyway? But I did that autographed. I paid like a lot of money for it too. Oh, like $50 each, so $100. And like
you should look into that.
They're probably fake autographs, so that's the problem.
No, that could be.
But it is what it is. It looked cool. Yeah. All right, so let's keep going down the characters. Aquaman I thought was the same. Like I didn't notice the double reveal until you mentioned it, but Aquaman's Aquaman. He was cool. Wonder Woman seemed like was the same. She didn't really have any less or more to do. The Flash, dude, Ezra Miller, for his real life faults, is like a really talented actor. I actually like his take on the Flash. Um, so we definitely disagree on that one. Oh, I mean, we agree that he's a scumbag in real life, probably, but allegedly scumbag, probably. But I really like him as an actor, and I like his Flash. The huge difference in the movie is Cyborg.
Well, yeah, he
Like,
actually like has a story
yeah.
and is
Um,
the heart of this movie. And like really, like if you drill down to it, like it's his movie and is in like he's the like only character you actually see grow in this movie.
yeah, and well, one of the things that really suck about both versions of the film is like these boxes.
Yeah.
It's a box, like Infinity Stone, that look like jewels, right? The matrix of leadership for Star Wars, lightsabers. I mean, major Transformers, lightsabers, and the Force in Star Wars. You know, this is and Batman gives us the box. You know, it's weird. And there's three of
Mother
them.
boxes, and they look like a giant version of the Lament configuration from Hellraiser. And I'm just like, man, I wish I was watching Hellraiser right
Right,
now,
like I'd
which is
rather watch Hellraiser.
never a good thing to be thinking. But
Right, during a 4 hour movie that's supposed to be like a superhero one, yeah. But I mean, I like. Hold on.
bless
That
you.
was a terrible sneeze. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I didn't love it. People that are saying like it's the best DC movie. No, it's not. Oh, the Joker.
Oh my god.
So, as you know, I frequently defend Jared Leto's Joker.
Uh huh.
Uh, and I like the punk rock Joker more than this Joker because at least with punk rock Joker, my man tried something different and was more realistic in the fact that he valued money and purple Lamborghinis and obviously loves women and his girlfriend and loves guns and knives and jewelry. Like that's what you get when you steal a lot of money, you know? That's what you go buy. Like so I love that take on the Joker, the materialistic, and it was different. Like at the end of the day, dude, Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for basically doing what Heath Ledger did. You know, it wasn't really a different take on the Joker. It was a different story, different script, different feelings, but it was still pretty much the same guy at the end. You know, at least Jared Leto went a completely different way. And then I feel like with the Snyder Cut, they were like, you should be more like the other two Jokers. You know,
I don't know.
long hair,
It was terrible.
dirty. Well, I mean, he was in like a desert with like a jacket on. I did like the dialogue delivery. Like I will die on this hill. Jared Leto's an amazing actor. I know, don't hit me through the screen. But Jared Leto's an amazing actor and he was good. Like he did it well, but the choice that obviously Snyder made was to go more Ledger Joaquin Phoenix Joker. And I just thought it was like, what are you doing? Like you stood out because you were nothing like them, and now you're trying to be like them. Stop it. And on top of that, why would Batman recruit the Joker to fight Superman?
I
How's he
mean,
gonna help?
that's the thing, and that's why this ending is so frustrating in terms of like. And look, it's in. I 100% to feel it's because he loved that everybody was on Twitter harassing like DC with the release of the Snyder Cut. So now he wants to like it was just another way to get people to do that. But like this doing it your director's cut ending with a sequel setup is obnoxious. And yeah, again, like yeah, that's true. Like what do they need Joker for? Who knows? Because this is setting up a movie that's probably never gonna get done. And I would never watch even if it does because like the super like edge lordy what a 12-year-old boy thinks is cool and transgressive like oh Superman's evil now and I'm like oh my god I just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get how Joker would help in that. No. Um but yeah, so the main difference for sure is the cyborg story. I still am not a fan of Ray Fisher as an actor.
It, look, he's not a great actor, but I do like all the like the stuff with Whedon, and like I'm like good for him. I'm glad he's back in the movie. I'm glad
Oh
he got to
yeah.
do stuff. So like I
Def-
just I'm like okay.
yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, like if I feel terrible like he got like demeaned and harassed by Whedon, like for sure, and I'm glad like he got to show what he did. But yeah, yeah.
But I don't think anybody's given a great performance in this movie. Like I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I like Henry Cavill, but Zack Snyder doesn't seem like a dude who really cares about acting very much. And
No.
so I can't like I can't really judge Ray Fisher much for this movie because I'm like I who knows. Like even Amy Adams is not Amy Adams in this movie. She's not given an Amy Adams performance.
Right. I'll tell you what though, as far as Zack Snyder, maybe he just got lucky, but The Watchmen is beautifully acted by everybody.
I mean, I haven't seen Watchmen in a real long time.
I mean, I'm like going through it in my head, like Dr. Manhattan, I forget his name, but he was amazing. He plays the Flash's dad. He was Dr.
Billy
Manhattan.
Crudup.
Yeah, Billy Crudup was amazing. Jeffrey Dean Morgan stole the show. Um, I forget Patrick something for the owl guy.
Oh, I don't remember. Again, I haven't
Anyway,
seen it for like since it came out, basically.
yeah, you didn't like it?
I liked it at the time. I don't think it would hold up for me.
Well, if you ever get bored of reading books, I recommend it.
Okay.
No, but it was really, really well acted. But again, he might have gotten lucky. Like you cast Jeffrey D. Morgan in anything, you're gonna like look smart. You know, that's one of my favorite underused actors right now. I mean, he's Negan on The Walking Dead, and like whenever he's not on The Walking Dead, I'm like, this episode sucks. Give me Negan. All right. So that's our take on the Snyder Cut. You want to answer some questions?
Sure.
All right. So there's a lot of good ones in here. This is from Jesse. This is a good one. In a Jumanji-like situation, what game would you like to be teleported into? Like, do you know what he's talking about? Did you see the newer Jumanjis?
Yeah. Mist. I just want to walk around an island and poke at things.
That's a game, Mist?
Mist, yeah. You don't remember Mist?
No.
It's huge, like mid '90s. Like you're just like walking around on Misty Island solving puzzles and stuff.
Oh my God. I would probably want to be like a superhero game. Like the last game I played is like Spider-Man. Or maybe Red Dead. There, I'm gonna go with something cooler. Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, you're gonna
Bat
be a
badass
cowboy.
cowboy. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. But I can also see myself being a superhero. All right. Thank you, Jesse, and please subscribe to his new show on YouTube, Thrawn Talk Podcast. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Jesse. All right. Next question. All right, a couple of these from Mike, so I have to skip them. Uh-huh. Wow, there's a lot of conversation here, but not actually a lot of questions.
Okay.
Here's a question from Mike, so again, I can't do that. Okay, here we go. Jonathan Rodriguez. What is the Emily, I know the answer for this one for you. We can do like the dating show. I can hold up your answer. What is the most prized collectible you have? It doesn't have to be the most expensive, but the one item that you love the most.
Oh, it's the signed Ben Mendelsohn Rogue One comic
Yep.
that Steele got for me. Yeah.
That's exactly what I would have
Yeah.
said.
Pretty by a wide margin.
Pretty easy. Yep, that's what I would have guessed. For me, probably be like the Skywalker lightsaber. I love lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be my master replica Anakin slash Luke slash Rey Skywalker lightsaber. All right. From Sal Perales, and I actually have an answer for this one. My man Sal, I love Sal. What is your favorite Star Wars Rebels episode, Emily?
I, I've seen 3 episodes.
Well, you must have a favorite.
So I guess by default it would have to be the one with Obi-Wan, even though I don't particularly like it.
All right, solid. So you mean when he killed Maul?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so there's a droid called Chopper.
Okay, yes, I know the characters, yes.
Okay. So my favorite episode is when Chopper goes to they're like behind the scenes in enemy territory, and they're gonna blow up a TIE fighter, and there's like this alien baby in the TIE fighter, and Chopper basically says like, let's blow up the baby and the TIE fighter, and they go, you can't blow up the baby. Yeah, that's like the edgiest shit ever in like a Rebels cartoon, and in probably in a lot of cartoons. Like Chopper wanted to blow up the baby in the
Okay,
TIE
that's
fighter,
pretty funny.
and they had to stop him. So that is gangster points in Star Wars Rebels, and will always be not only my favorite Rebels episode slash moment slash line, but like any animated. You know, as much as
Wow.
I
Okay.
love the Clone Wars, dude, I love the Clone Wars, like the Mortis arc, the brothers arc with Darth Maul. Like, there's so many great moments in Clone Wars that, with my sixth sense of humor, that's the episode for me. That is the
Okay.
top. See, so I told you, Sal, if you're listening, I had a serious answer for that because you know my because he knows I don't really like Rebels too much. So,
Yeah.
but with that being said, the first season of Rebels, Emily, isn't bad. It's pretty good. The first season. And then the finale of the first season's amazing. So do you know who the Grand Inquisitor is?
Mm-hmm.
So Kanan and the Grand Inquisitor like have this great lightsaber battle in the finale. Like it's what Star Wars is supposed to be. You know, like the good guy versus the bad guy lightsaber battle. It was awesome. Like Kanan thinks Ezra died, and he's like saying shit to the Grand Inquisitor, like, "Now I've got nothing to lose," you know, and like it gets really like real awesome shit, and then he like kills the Inquisitor, like it's really good, and then seasons 2 through the end of it just sucked, and
Okay.
and I'm serious, like, and I remember saying on Rogue One several times, like I'm comparing, like every time we would get on, and I would say this episode sucked, this episode sucked, but I would say like because I'm comparing it to the best it was, you know, I'm comparing it to itself, but yeah, that's my Rebel story. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right. Bill Beck put up an emoji of an eggplant. I think
Okay.
that is a phallic symbol in his eyes. To me, it just makes me want to throw some sauce and cheese on it and have eggplant parm. All right, Josh Nelson. Here is a question. Why the hell were all the songs in the Snyder Cut so fucking weird? Ha ha ha.
Because Zack Snyder has terrible taste.
All right. I will defend the song Hallelujah as Heather Goldilocks, the amazing Heather from the Pop Culture Hour Facebook page. She did mention that, hey, like his daughter, that was his daughter's favorite song, and as we know, his
Okay.
daughter, you know, tragically took her own life. and Hallelujah was her favorite song, so he put it in the movie, and I love and respect that. And like, you know, I will always. I should have said this in the beginning. Thank you for reminding me, Heather. I will always have Zack Snyder's back from now on. Like what he went through, no person should have to go through. You know what his daughter went through. I feel terrible for what she went through or what was going through. So like because of that tragedy and being a father and a family guy, or just knowing people that have contemplating it and having those deep conversations with them, I will always have his back, even if
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does a terrible Leo movie.
And look, an absolute respect for him for just walking away from the movie and focusing on his family and like that loss. Like, good on him for having his priorities straight and like, look at me. Disliking a movie is not anything about him as a person.
Oh yeah, for sure. We say that all the time. Like that goes without saying. Um, okay, so this is a fun one. Um, you're gonna have to answer this one too, but it's directed towards me.
Okay.
When was your first kiss?
Um, like freshman year of high school, I think.
Gotta hear the story, dude.
It's not really a
You
story.
gotta tell the story.
It's not really a story.
I
Like I
gotta
said,
hear this.
it was a guy I was dating.
All right, so go on.
There's really no. There's not. It's not a particularly impressive or interesting story. I barely even remember it.
Oh wow, I'm pathetic. I'm about to give you like a 30-minute dissertation on my first kiss.
Go ahead.
It was also freshman year in high school, and her name was Janet. We'll leave off her last name. And we were at a friend's birthday party, and it was at like his house. So like we were already, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know what I mean, or dating,
Mm-hmm.
and we went for like a walk around the block or whatever. And those big like green boxes that like probably have like electrical cables in that are out front of people's houses,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we stopped there and like she sat on one of them and like, I stood next to her, so we were like face to face, and I asked her and we did.
Aw,
Yep. I was real nervous.
that's sweet.
Yeah. I was like so I already had the girlfriend, so I was like watching like movies, like so then you do what? Like I'm like, do you
Yeah.
tilt right, tilt left, and like it probably sounded a lot like this. Like I didn't know, like you don't know what you're doing, so like you figure it out. And then someone asked, Gerard asked, what was your second kiss? Do you remember your second kiss? And I'm assuming
No,
second person.
I don't remember.
Okay, I remember. It was also freshman year. I was actually still dating the girl Janet.
Johnny.
Once a Johnny, always a Johnny. And I remember being not so nervous because I'm like, all right, I've done this before, right? And I remember it was so different, like the style, because don't forget, like I'm 14,
Yeah.
and I thought there was just one way to do it, right? That's how it's done. That's the way you do it. And like, and this girl, I legit forget her name, but was just different, and I actually liked her way better, and I think that influenced my style of kissing to this date.
Oh, okay.
True story. See, I think with the first person, it was like I want to say like porno kiss. Like it was just like big wide mouth,
Yeah.
just chomp chomp, tongue slide, chomp. Where like the other girl, now that I think about it, she was probably way more experienced than I was.
Yeah.
Cause like she was doing all types of like sweet and subtle shit and like changing like directions and styles and like I think she was the first person to nibble on my lip, which I also adopted in my repertoire of kissing.
Nice.
A nibbler. I'm a nibbler. Um, yeah, so that's when I was like, wow, so like it's different. And like a person's kiss is like their blue fingerprint. I was gonna say blueprint, fingerprint. Everyone does it a little differently. And the only way you got to figure it out is like you just got to kiss as many people as possible with consent because it's
Yes.
you need consent.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a good. I'm glad someone asked me that. That was actually fun to tell. I really can't think of like that girl's name, but like she really shaped the kisser I am today. And I wish Sabrina was around because I would totally ask her like, dude, am I a good kisser? And she's totally gonna like make fun of me and say no, but like she totally loves the way I kiss. She says it all the time. Okay. All right. This is from Mike Hinton. Who's your favorite Protocol droid, Emily?
Yeah. Who else is there? What?
000,
Um,
TC-17.
I don't know who that is.
Is it TC-17 or is that marijuana?
The only one I know is 3PO, and 3PO is annoying as shit.
Well, 000 is like a
That's the evil one. That's stupid.
black and shiny. Oh no, don't say that to Mike because he like cosplays as 000. That's why he asked that. So I'm gonna say 000, Mike Hinton. 000 is my favorite. No, but I'll tell you what though, when you see a big ass black shiny C3PO, it's cool.
Look, I'm
It's
sure
cool.
it looks awesome. I'm sure it looks awesome, like as a cosplay. In the comics, I just think it's silly, but that's fine.
Cool. All right. This is from Bill Hudson. What con are you most interested in seeing and coming back to and attending?
I mean, I gotta just go with Celebration just because that's where my friends are gonna be.
Same. Are you gonna go in 2022?
I mean, as of now, I think so, but God only knows what the circumstances are then. Like, I wrote my ticket over. I have plans to go, but
Yeah, I took my money back. I want to go, but you know how much life can change between now and then.
yeah.
Like, there's no way. So I'd like to go, but like I agree with you because then like we get to see all. It's in Anaheim, so like all the West Coast peeps are guaranteed. You know who's over there on the West Coast? Steele, Araj, Randy, Corey's out there now. Noah's out there, Claire's out there. Like, there's a lot of like people I would love to see in Cal, and I'm probably leaving people out, and I apologize for that. Um, but there's a lot of California people.
Yeah, like I still need to meet Sal.
Oh, Sal's over there. Yes, thank you. Sal's awesome. I have a picture with Sal and his family in Rebel cosplay. I think I'm gonna put it back as my banner. It was my banner. Now I think I'm gonna put it back as my banner. You know what my banner is right now for my Twitter?
Is it still the like Geek Dudes one?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
No, you know what it is? I call it like I like to support my friends.
Okay.
You know, if you had a picture of you and Britt, sorry, I almost burped. You and Britt, like I'll put that up there too. Or you and Steve. You know what? Get you, Steve, and Britt together. Let me kill two birds with one stone. You don't have to unmute yourself to laugh. I can see you laugh and think I'm funny.
Okay, but you realize there's a podcast that we're doing. So it's sometimes good if you have a response to each other.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that tonight. I also love that picture of them because it's so funny. They're just so like proud in their big yellow shirts.
They're good boys.
All right. Here is a couple questions from Heather. Is that a question or is she just talking to somebody? I love like how people get along and talk, but like I can't find the questions. Oh, here we go. What's going to bring Sam and Bucky together? Do you think it's just the fact that they made some random dude the new Captain America and gave him Cap's shield and they don't like that? Or do you think Rhodey would have known this was going to happen? So what do you think brings those two together? Which is a good question for me and you because neither one of us saw episode 2.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I mean, especially if it's only 6 episodes, they better be together by episode 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it might be the Captain America thing, or it could just be like they got to somehow both end up like on the trail of these bad guys and
Yeah.
we'll meet up.
And the girl from Solo's in it. I don't know her name.
What is her name?
Something Nest.
Emphas
Nest.
Aaron Cullinan.
Yes.
Aaron Cullinan.
She's in it.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that.
I'm curious to see if she can act.
Yeah.
Like we technically like, and that's not me hating. That's me saying like she didn't really do anything in Solo.
Yeah.
But like, there's just the cool reveal. You thought this was like a Boba Fett-esque, everyone assumed male badass bounty hunter type character, and then like it's this adorable 15-year-old girl with freckles, and you're like, whoa, that was cool. Shock. So like, I'm curious to see like if she's got some chops, which I'm sure she does. Like you don't get cast for like no reason unless you're J-Lo. But like, I'm curious to see what she's got. All right. So yeah, I think a mission brings them together. On top of like, dude, who's this jerk with your shield? You know, like I want Bucky to say that to Sam. Like, dude, that's yours.
Yeah.
Like, I was there. Steve gave it to you. Oh, and is Steve Rogers dead? Is that what we were? Because I didn't really. Or they just think he's gone, but like everyone knows he's an old man.
Didn't he go back to the past and then die?
No, he lived his life. So when they met him, he's like an old man now. But like he could still be alive.
Oh, I assumed he was dead.
No.
He's very old.
Well, let's assume it's only like a few months after Endgame. And Endgame, he was an old man. He can still be alive. And if he did die, oh no, I guess the world would assume he died in Endgame because he disappeared.
Yeah, I mean they're certainly talking about him like he's dead.
Right. Yeah, the world assumes he's dead, but he could be alive. Let's not forget, like old man Steve Rogers might make a cameo, and I will go ape shit. I'll cry. I'll do a reaction video. You want to? Can I show you my reaction videos? What my reaction videos would be like?
Okay. This is gonna be really good on people who aren't watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, end scene. I just sit there. Like I'll do like little like head movements, like, huh. Interesting. Like maybe an eyebrow raise, like what was that? Or I'll squint, like if something cool, like very minimal reaction. Like I don't, and I'm not saying they're faking it. I'm not saying people fake it. Maybe like embellish because you know you're on camera.
I would say embellishing is generally.
But like I could never like I don't watch TV like that. You know what I watch like that? Now I'm about to call myself a hypocrite. You know when I do get like that? Sports. Like if it's a Giant game, especially because I get more amped for football than actually I'm wearing a Giant shirt. Do you see? Can you read it?
Mm-hmm.
You see what it says?
Shake and bake.
Yeah, it's like the Giant head coach and the Giant defensive coordinator. Like they quote like Ricky Bobby lines. So like they got T-shirts made like shake and bake, and it's the two of them like shaking hands. Yeah, so if you watch a football game with me and it's like a meaningful game, like I'm jumping up and down, screaming, like cheering, high-fiving people, like yeah, like that's you want a reaction video, react to me watching football. Me watching even a Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio could be in Star Wars, and I would still just be like minimal movements. How about you?
Yeah, it'd mostly be like maybe like an oh shit, or I cry really easily. but it's
Oh,
not going to
yeah.
be like screaming or yelling or anything.
You know what I do? I jaw drop. Like, you know the expression? I
Yeah.
actually do it.
Okay.
So my biggest jaw drop of all time. You watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Red Wedding. That was the biggest jaw drop of my TV watching career. My jaw was down through the credits.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I love this show and I can't believe Robb Stark is dead.
I mean, I'd read the book, so I'd been like waiting for that since they had announced they were doing the show. I'm like, people are gonna lose their fucking shit. And then they did.
Yeah, that was my jaw drops. Like I'm faking it. My jaw drops. That's an honest reaction for me. All right.
Do
Let's
you have
see
more
what else.
questions?
Yeah, buddy. People came through, man. All right, this is from Steven Spooner. He's a spooner. Steven, are you the little spoon or the big spoon? I like to be the little spoon. Emily, do you like to hold or be held?
Be held.
Same. You know what's sad? Sabrina also likes to be held.
Oh, that's
So
inconvenient.
we don't spoon a lot. Because we both want to be the inner spoon.
Yeah.
I know. All right. So Steven Spooner. With Star Wars Day, May 4th, just around the corner, what are your predictions or wishes for the announcements that we may get from Disney Lucasfilm?
I don't necessarily think we're going to get anything huge. I mean, we already have like announcements on so many different projects. And we know that they're like dropping the first episode of Bad Batch then, but I'm not expecting like anything earth shattering. They haven't used it that way in the past, really, have they?
No, no. I think you're right. I think we're getting the Bad Batch and that's really it. So that was that. Heather asks, do you think we should let Zack Snyder continue with making Justice League movies?
No.
No,
Move on.
I say yes. Give that man what he wants. Heather also says she's really upset, and so are you and I, that Ben Affleck didn't get a solo film. She would have really liked to have seen that. Us too, buddy. All right. That might have been the last question. Then we start talking about Heather and I start talking about guy liner.
Okay.
And then I showed her a picture of when I was wearing guy liner. I tagged you. It's on Facebook. Can you check now?
You can just call it eyeliner because that's what it is.
Oh, well, me wearing. Isn't the nickname for it guy liner though?
Yeah, but that's silly because you're just like, well, I don't understand why. It's the same product.
All right. So me wearing eyeliner. Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's not a great picture, but it's the only picture of me wearing it because I did it for like my friend.
Okay, yeah, it's not great. Like you can barely see your eyes in it, so it's not great. But I mean, the whole picture is freaking hilarious.
Thank you, thank you.
You look like a fucking Backstreet Boy. But
That was the goal. That was the goal.
okay.
That was the goal. Tell me why. All right. Okay. Oh, here's a good question. This is from Josh Roach. What would you want to see in a Lost sequel reboot series?
I kind of don't want one.
No?
Apologies to Hawes, because I really like Lost, and I will defend the Lost finale, but I don't know what else you would do with that story. Like you could make a Lost sequel that I would probably watch and really like, but I don't. There's nothing there that I feel like needs to be told.
If they did a spin-off, because this is what I kind of thought he meant, and I like this question for us. If they did a Lost spin-off, what character would you like it to focus on?
Ben.
Remind me which one's Ben.
Ben Linus.
The others leader?
Yeah.
Oh, I got that right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Why him?
Oh, because he was my favorite character on the show. He's the most interesting. I think his like got a lot of like cool tragedy in that story, but also I sort of feel like his story is complete. But he's just the one I like the most, and I like that actor. Um, I could learn more about Richard Alpert, who is the one who never ages, the guy who, on topic, always looks like he's wearing eyeliner.
Oh, he was in Batman.
Yeah,
I think he does wear eyeliner because it looks
dude,
different.
that's how he's always looked. He looks that way in everything he's ever done, and he always
There,
looks exactly the same age.
there's a lady that I work with who like tattooed eyeliner on and like a green color.
That's a commitment.
Yeah. I think her eyes are like hazel with a little bit of green in it, and she did it like to kind of bring them out. But what are you gonna do? All right, that concludes our questions. I really appreciate the questions, guys. That was great. We're gonna do
Yeah,
that
thanks everybody.
when we remember. Remember that one time where I posted questions on Twitter and no one gave us a question? I feel
Facebook's
much
better
better
for
now.
that, I feel like.
Yeah. And like I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be. Like I go on, like I'll flip, I'll scroll, I'll see like a buddy's podcast, I'll download it, retweet it, maybe hop in and like a picture. You know, like I'm not like I used to like I don't know. I used to like see everything everyone posted. Now I'm just like I'll turn it on, I'll open it, I'll go swish, swish, swish. And then if you're not in the first three swishes, like I don't see it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I guess the algorithm, like I always see I always see your stuff. Is it like the algorithm or something? Because we interact a lot that I see your stuff?
Maybe, I don't know.
All right. All right, so I think we're all done, buddy. You want to call it a wrap? Anything else you want to discuss?
No, I think we covered all the major stuff.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I am going to go watch episode 2, like right now. Can I text
Yeah.
you, or are you gonna watch it too?
I probably am too, yeah.
We have to find a show. I just want you to know. Oh, by the way, Sawyer. It goes without saying. Like
Oh
people
yeah.
who know me know.
Yeah.
Like Sawyer is my guy. I
Yeah,
named my
that makes
fucking
sense.
kid after him. Matter of fact, one of the first conversations Halls and I ever had, I was like, yeah. Like I just had 2 kids, Johnny and Sawyer, and he's like, Sawyer. I was like, yeah, it's from a show called Lost. No, like I already knew he was a huge Lost fan because I listened to Blue Harvest before I actually like met Hawes. But like I remember like I'll never forget he like turned to Jesse and he's like he named his kid Sawyer after Lost. That was really cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, so obviously I would have to choose Sawyer.
Yeah.
Um I can't wait to like when he's a teenager or a young adult and like he watches Lost and I'll be like and I just want him to I don't know how he's gonna take it. Like this is the guy like he's either gonna be
Yeah.
like, dude, fucking A.
I think in those first episodes it's gonna be like, this is the asshole you named me after.
You know he's kind of a douche in real life though.
Yeah.
Like my kid.
Okay.
Like he's kind of a douche. Like he's
Okay, well.
of the kids, he's the tough cookie to crack. So
Anyway.
like I might have screwed myself there.
Yeah. Nominative determinism. You really messed yourself up.
All these big words you got today, dude. I
I
am the
mean, the
dumbest smart
thing will
person.
that the thing like calling something something influences what it becomes.
Oh no, I got the meaning. I
Okay.
did. Right, you're dropping dictionaries on my shit today. It's like okay. As my father, God rest his soul, used to always say, he's like, Johnny, you are the dumbest fucking smart person I know. He used to hold up my, you know how like moms and dads put your report card like on the fridge?
Mm-hmm.
He did that shit like through college, through grad school. And he would, and if I said something stupid in the kitchen, he would just reach for it, grab it, and just go like, "You are the dumbest. Who are you paying?" He's like, "You are," and like he would say it laughing, of course, but. Oh, after we stop recording, I got something really exciting to tell you.
Okay.
Yes, so let's say goodbye because now I want to tell you really bad.
All right.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. How do I turn this off? Till the next one.
Bye.